Hello everybody and welcome back to Casual Gamer Oz as we now move into Season 6 Career Mode of F1 2017, Round 8 to be precise. We're at the Baku City Circuit, Azerbaijan. Our best qualifying previously here, you'll have to go back to Season 2 of F1 2017 when we got 14th position, and since then we got 15th here last year. But let's go into this. Of course, just a friendly reminder to those out there who are joining us for the very first time perhaps and are going to be intrigued to see if we use flashbacks or anything along those lines. We are desperately trying to get out of our career mode team here of Toro Rosso. This is our 6th season with Toro Rosso, so we are very much looking forward to getting out of this team. So we are going to implement things like flashbacks should we make any key mistakes that will cost us. Obviously try not to use them where possible, and obviously we haven't been doing this the whole time here on Casual Gamer Oz. It's only really been in the last season and a little bit that we've used them, just as we obviously, as I said, try and get our way out of this damn team. So in case you were wondering, if we do end up using any across this video, be it in qualifying or the race, that is why. And as soon as we get out of Toro Rosso and we end up in a better team, then we of course will be going back to not using them. We've reduced the difficulty slightly as well to try and make this a little bit easier for us moving forward, and that is just a bit of a update there for those who are maybe wondering. And right now getting a little bit ragged around the edges there, but we've got to get 13th by the looks of things here, and I think we should easily be able to manage that. We've obviously got the most powerful engine in this game after all our updates, and we're obviously focusing now a lot more on the chassis and the aero because we can't update any more of the power unit. We've completely put that to the brim. That's why we have the most powerful engine, and that's where it should come into leaps and bounds in this last section here of the circuit. The power should really be able to streak its legs out. We're in 9th at the moment for our highest ever qualifying here in Baku. Can we get any higher with the speed that this engine has? Doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like it. We're going to stick in 9th, are we? We do. Well, Jeffrey's happy with that. I thought we could have gotten a little bit better than that. It's our highest ever qualifying. It's our lowest qualifying in the last 3 races, of course. Back-to-back poles in Canada and Monaco after that little bit of assistance that we gave ourselves. But we'll take it. And hopefully we can strive for a podium in the race come race day. So let's get towards that now. And we are going to do that now. Best ever finish here in Azerbaijan was 6, which came in last season. Season 5 of F1 2017. Only time we've ever finished in the points, funnily enough. Of course, this used to be a bit of a bogey track for us. We could never finish here, but hopefully we can change it. Well, obviously we will change that. We're aiming for a podium here. Obviously, our consecutive points run basically stretches all the way back to well, Canada last season, so we've actually got a whole season with consecutive points. Of course, you know, a few flashbacks here and there might have changed that, but anyway, we are leading that rivalry against Perez still comfortably. Our reputation is going up nice and high there. Red Bull's really looking like it'll be our team for next season, but let's get into the race here, of course. And how are we looking for the engine? We haven't really looked at that much, have we? What are we, 6? Yeah, we've got plenty. Anyway, we don't need to look at that really. Obviously coming off back-to-back wins in Monaco and Canada. And, you know, I'll only take the real one there of being Canada, given that our Monaco one might have been slightly assisted by overly reducing the difficulty level down to 0. But hey, we've got to try and get the hell out of this team. It's going to take its time to load. Thank you very much. We've got to drive Baku. Was it Vettel on pole? I didn't actually pay attention to that. We haven't done that in a while. Alright, anyway. It's time to put up and shut up and get into race mode here in Baku. Any time today would be fantastic. There we go. Alright, rich mode off the start. We're on the outside. That's going to be a bit of a pain, but we're going to do this, folks. Let's get into this. Action in Baku as we get a decentish start. I forgot to really move across the cover of the line there, and okay, we're gonna definitely flash ourselves back there, just purely on the basis of losing that front wing, and we're gonna cut that way. That's how we want to do it, straight onto the inside line, and then that way we can sneak up through some cars there find ourselves up into 7th. That's how we want to do it, folks. We'll get a few more coming up to this section here and not go off into the wall. Perfect. Obviously, our rich mode's not going to last too long here, but it's all about making some positions off the starting line here as we stick close to this top 4, 2 Ferraris and the 2 Mercedes. We want a podium would be really where we want to be, because we want to challenge these guys in front just so they can have a good look at us, because ultimately, you know, my dream, folks, is to drive in a red car. So, you know, Red Bull's all but locked, I would say, if we keep on this trend. But in terms of wanting to get in the red, we're going to have to start beating the guys in red for them to really notice it. Now, we're all over the back of Kimi here, but I don't want to take him into the castle section, because that is not a place where you want to get side by side with a car. It's probably the hardest corner in all of Formula 1. And that makes it extremely, extremely difficult to follow a car through there. And we're just going to have to be wary, because this is an easy part to lose a wing here. Oh, just held on to it there. Oh. Wow. That was a tight move. I was not expecting to hold on to that. I thought I was going straight in the wall and a flashback was about to come. And you can see how much fuel we've already used on only one lap. And again, I just hate how we go to all this effort to increase our power in the engine and supposedly get the ultimate performance out of the fuel tank, and for some reason we can't put it in rich mode for the whole time. That's definitely something you can do in F1 2016, but we're just going to manage this at the moment. Hamilton leading this Grand Prix, and we're still sniffing around this top 3. We obviously want to try and get on that podium, and I think we can still manage that here today. Bottas is being held up by Vettel, it looks like. So if we can just tag on the back of this trio, next lap, of course, we will get DRS, so we'll maintain this rich mode just for the time being, because we are really sniffing in here with this group. Very much a sniff. I'm sniffing Bottas's aftershave at the moment. And well, this is good pace here. This is very good pace. We want to manage this, and we don't want to clip the wall, though. And we've knocked the front wing slightly, but it hasn't gone to a colour on the map. Now it has. Alright. Ragged one side. Whoa. Bad time to come into the flashback there. We obviously don't want to get too damaged on the front wing there, because this is not... Oh, I'm going to have to give the position back there. That was off the track. Yep. That's fair enough. I kind of did that more so to avoid knocking my front wing, and again, I know I've got the flashback option there, but I still don't want to have to use it if I don't have to. So that was more, you know, I had nowhere really to go there except damaging my front wing, so that's why I sort of cut myself out of that move, and I'm braking very early there, because I think we can get Bottas on the straight. And then obviously we're going to have some DRS enabled, which could push us up towards Vettel. Looks like we're going to set the fastest lap here too. We've set purple sector after purple sector. Keep this on rich mode for the moment. Remain flat out through this back section here. And Bottas surely is going to be nice and easy. Kimi's holding on to the back of us. He's getting a good slipstream. We're gaining on Valtteri. We're gaining on Valtteri. I think we're going to get him into turn 1. Look at us gaining on him still. We're going to go slip here to the left and say thank you very much for that move. Oh, except you're going to push me a little bit wide there, Valtteri. That was a little bit rude of you. Okay, then, you want to play it like that, do you? Then we're going to do this to you, you little prick. Whoa, and we're just going to knock that front wing, which is not what we want to do. Let's try this again into turn 1. Whoa. That is going to make it a little bit easier for us there. Okay. And, of course, that means now that we get a little bit of run of Vettel, and we should almost get DRS here, should we not? No? Alright. Thought we would. But we're up into the podium here, folks. Now we're going to chase down Seb. And, of course, if we can chase down Seb and get up into second, then that should bode well for Ferrari. Now, they obviously wouldn't be happy with us beating them, but in terms of racing against Ferrari, you've got to show the reputation. We don't want to run into him or cause any issues for Seb. Still maintaining ourselves in rich mode just for a little bit here, as it's just holding on. And we'll see how close we can get here to Seb. I don't think we've only ever finished second once, have we not, from memory? And that was in our our very first podium back in F1 2016 in Canada when we got that pole position. So second has definitely been a position that we've never really found our way into. It's either been first or third in terms of these podiums. And that fuel is getting very low. That fuel is getting very low. I'm just going to maintain it for the rest of this lap, because we're going to get ourselves so close here to the back of Vettel to take him into turn 1 like we did with Valtteri. And that might even keep us close up here to Lewis. Whoa! And we're going to definitely give ourselves a flashback after that one. That was a little bit Raggedy Ann there, Benjamin. And we're going to put it here and try this again. I don't think we're going to get past him here. Just back off slightly, because I think it's more of a case of let's out-drag him rather than actually take him into that corner. So we're going to be faster than him. We're going to have to switch this off rich mode here. Will we get DRS though? We should get DRS, we will. So we'll put that into DRS. We'll take this into turn 1. Vettel's actually going to go for the lead here himself. Well, we weren't expecting this. We are going to set the fastest lap. Oh, they go side by side into turn 1. We're going to put that into standard mode just for the time being. And these two are having a nice little battle. This is a championship battle here. And meanwhile, we're in the background and we can take both of them here. We get past Vettel. Can we get past Hamilton? We've got a nice run on him here. He's holding his line. We're going to go straight down the inside and take the lead here in Azerbaijan. Wow. Was not expecting that. And that all really came down to those two having a little bit of a battle with each other. They were worrying too much about themselves and didn't realise that this plucky little Toro Rosso was hanging out in the background there. And meanwhile, we somehow take the lead here in Azerbaijan and we're on for 3 wins in a row. Incredible. That's got to boost our reputation up. That has got to boost our reputation up significantly. That felt good. That felt very good. Alright. See, this is the type of stuff we want to do here on Casual Gamer Oz. Race around like that. And, oh, it's going to be interesting when we have to turn our flashbacks off next season. Well, if we get an advantage, if we're stuck in Toro Rosso, you know we're using them again. That way I'm definitely going to put it down to 0 difficulty and basically have it win every single Grand Prix. Anyway, I'm going to hold on to this now. It's not getting cocky. It's not over yet. Got to manage the fuel, of course. Hopefully we won't have to put that fuel mode into lean, because that's the last thing we want. I think we should be fine. Should stretch our legs slightly here. Hamilton, meanwhile, is holding on to second. I want Vettel to get into second. Maybe I should have pushed Hamilton off the circuit a little bit there to allow Vettel to get himself into second. But we start the penultimate lap, the final lap, I should say. Whoa, we're going to have to flash back that. Yep, well, technically a retirement, but yeah, you know I'm not too worried. Let's try that again. Alright, that'll do. Okay. So, the final lap, I should say, we're starting here now. Thank you very much. Of course, I did set the fastest lap before. We didn't really pay too much attention to that little fact, did we? Now, Hamilton will get DRS coming out of turn 2 here. Whoa, they get a big slide. You can see him open the wing just there. I think our power advantage on the engine should work now. Fuel is looking very low. It's flashing at me there. Don't like it when that flashes at me, but we're still 0.16 over, so we shouldn't... Oh, we'll move out to 18 now, so should not have to put that down to lean mix. Never had to do that before, have I? I think I did it once just for the sake of it, but that's a different kettle of fish. That's a really weird saying, that. Kettle of fish. I don't know if that's an Australian saying or if that's just a general saying, but why would you want a kettle of fish? Anyway, just thinking out loud. Alright, castle section. A section that we've always managed to avoid trouble in, even in the races where we haven't had used flashbacks, so don't know how that's possible. Anyway. Of course, it's the interesting thing about having the most powerful engine in this game is, of course, in terms of the complete car, we've got like the 3rd worst overall car, so should I move up to Red Bull, for example, they've got the 3rd best car in this game, but in terms of straight line speed, Toro Rosso still eclipses it, so I wonder what it's going to be like to drive that car. We'll soon find out, obviously, should we be successful in getting the hell out of Toro Rosso. But right now here, folks, we are on the main section of the circuit, the main straight, and here we go. put on to rich mode for shits and gigs, because we're about to cross the line for our first ever win in Azerbaijan and our third consecutive win. If this doesn't boost our reputation, then nothing will. Here we go. Victory in Azerbaijan.
Absolutely awesome. Just amazing. Well done.
Thank you, Jeffrey. Thank you very much. It's always important to please Jeffrey, because I don't think he gets much pleasure at home. So there we go. Another victory. Third consecutive win this season. And we'll take it. Happy Franz Totes there, as he should be. He's a very unattractive man in this game, isn't he? And pump up those fists, Benjamin, because you have won a race once again here on F1 2017. Now, what is that in terms of our total race tally? If I'm not mistaken, so we won 2 Grand Prix last year, 3 this year, so that's 5. And we won 2 previous in F1 2016. So we're up to 7 Grand Prix wins now. It's pretty decent. And we're going to wait to see the celebrations. That grandstand looks very animated, doesn't it? Oh, look at me go. Yeah. Pump it up. Pump it up. Looks like they've fixed up the textures there on the race suits in the latest patch. That's good. Spray it all there, Sonny Jim. Spray it all. Congratulations. Yeah, give Seb a little bit of a scare there with the old dick move. Congratulations. 7th Grand Prix victory for Toro Rosso driver Ben Waterworth. Alrighty. So, we don't really need to see much of a replay there, I feel. I think we kind of got a pretty standard start and overtook a bunch of cars at the beginning. So, realistically, as you can see here, yep, clipped a bit of a Red Bull there. I don't think we need to see that. I'm intrigued here. So I won. Hamilton, Vettel, Raikkonen, Bottas, Ricciardo, Massa, Verstappen. Wow, down. Perez, Stroll got a point. Standings-wise, look at that, folks. We're into 2nd in the championship. Can you believe it? We have won the last 3 Grand Prix. So we're splitting the Ferraris now. We're only 29 points behind Vettel. Interesting. And our teammate, of course, is shit because he hasn't scored any points. So Vettel, myself, Raikkonen, Hamilton, Bottas, Ricciardo, Verstappen, Massa, Grosjean, Perez, Magnussen. We only scored 175 points last season, our maximum. We're only 50 away from our maximum. We're not even halfway at the point of the season yet. Constructors, well, we're still in 3rd, ahead of Red Bull. That's where we probably want to be. So let's see here, just in terms of where we're going to be at with our reputation. And of course, heading to Austria next, which I'm very much looking forward to. I love the Austrian Grand Prix. So that should be another one. We got a podium there last year, of course. So we'll see how that plays out. And, yep. 125 if you don't mind. Alright, let's press this one. And we're going to get a nice healthy 20. So we're getting more first driver bonuses here. That's good. Okay. Not just under the 1,000 mark, though. We need to get to the next level. We're kicking ass in our rivalry. That's what we want. Look at that reputation. Our Red Bull line is nearly completely full. And Ferrari and Mercedes take a big leap there. So Ferrari actually now is the 3rd worst. Only McLaren and Sauber. Why? You'd think McLaren and Sauber would want us the most, wouldn't you? But yeah, anyway. Alright. That's awesome. Cool. So we're going to move ahead now to Austria. Thanks for tuning in here. Azerbaijan Grand Prix Season 6. Done and dusted. We're 2nd in the championship. Can you believe it? Like, subscribe, comment. You're tuning into Casual Gamer Oz, and we'll speak to you in Austria. Good night.